Hey everybody, ready to begin moving around? I sure am. Let's do it. Let's do it, do it, do it. Let's go down and tuck your toes and sit on your heels. Just like this. Taking a deep breath and letting it go. Let's also warm up the wrists as we do this. Forearms together. Interlace the fingers. And move your hands around. Switch directions. Alright. Hands and knees down. Untuck your toes. Child's pose. Feet together, knees apart, sit on your heels, bring your hands in front of you and then allow your forehead to rest on the mat. 3 breaths here on your own. Getting in touch with your whole body, getting ready to let go and just dedicate this time for yourself. Forget all about the rest of life for these few minutes as we move around. Just feel the air, how it fills up your whole body and how your entire body rises and falls. From here, get on your fingertips and crawl your fingers forward until your hips are over your knees. And bring your chest down. And now in this position, your back is arched, your butt is up in the air. And from here, start curling the tailbone to round the back. Curling, 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 tucking the tailbone, and then raising the head up will be the last thing to come up as you're still on your fingertips. And then undo that by going back into child's pose. Ready to do that again? I sure am. Let's do it. So, in child's pose, we begin with getting propped up on our fingertips, fingers straight, looking forward, actually don't even crawl your fingers forward now. Just bring your whole torso forward by bending the elbows, and your chest is hovering over the air as your hips come over your knees while you're still arched, and then curl the tailbone as you look up. And then stick your bum out and let's go back down. Let's do it one more time, maybe a different variation. Keep your head down so you're in child's pose again, and then you are bringing your whole body forward, keeping your head down, and then curling the tailbone, and eventually arching back up and back down. Alright, those are some spinal waves for you this morning. Let's get back on hands and knees, just tabletop position. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Our fingers should be a little warmed up just from being propped up on our fingers. Our wrists should be warmed up. You can move your feet around. Now let's roll forward to plank and come back up to downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank. and downward facing dog. One more time, roll forward to plank. Hang out here for a moment. And go one by one on your forearms. Make sure you're not dumping onto your lower back. Tuck the tailbone to keep the lower back flat. You don't want to arch your lower back here. Breathing consistently. Strong integrity here. Holding everything together. And lay your body down into Sphinx pose. Untuck your toes. Drive your elbows back just to engage the upper back. And do a little bit of a shoulder roll. A neck roll. These neck rolls feel scrumptious. It kind of scrunches up your neck. It feels good. Now replace your elbows with your hands. So we're in a cobra position. And let it go. Forehead down to the mat. Press yourself back into child's pose. Back into tabletop. Move the shoulders around in a circle with straight elbows. Do these shoulder rolls. Try to keep the elbows completely locked out as you move your shoulders in a circle. Shrugging them up to your ears, bringing them back. Explore that full range that you can move your shoulders and shoulder blades to wake up all those connections in your back. Now I'm going to face the side of the mat and do a little bit of a hip opening, butterfly pose. Just like this, feet together, knees apart. Open your feet like a book, like you're going to read a book, and then drive your elbows down onto your thighs to help push your knees down and keep your chest up. Keep driving the knees actively down. This is a nice hip opener. As you just keep breathing. Okay, now let's release the feet, close the knees like a big book. And let's come back on the mat. Laying on our backs on the mat. Raise the left leg straight up. Have your right leg be propped up on the mat. Grab behind your thigh, your left thigh, and just pull it in. So you could just warm up that hamstring. If this is easy, you can grab your calves. Alternatively, you can also just, to make it harder and more intense, you can straighten the right leg down onto the mat. All different configurations, all valid. Many roads lead to Rome. Now let's switch sides. However way you wish. Play with the idea of your head laying back on the mat or your chin tucked. It's up to you what you feel comfortable with doing. We're just warming up those hamstrings, making them move. Again, you can hold behind the calves or behind the thighs, whatever you feel like doing. And let's release that as well. Let's go straight into a bridge from here. Actually, let's go into a bridge. Yeah. So grab the opposite sides of your mat. Pull your shoulder blades back together. So you tuck your left shoulder underneath and your right shoulder underneath. So your chest is jutting out as your hips are up in the air. Just hang out here, lightly engage the glutes. Now plant both feet down firmly. Maybe even the knees hugging slightly. They won't actually be touching or anything like that, but just think of the engagement. And then put more weight on your left foot as you bring your right knee into your chest and raise the right foot up. Now drive the hips up to the sky, don't let them fall down. And slowly bring it back down. Plant more weight on your right foot now as you bring your left knee toward your chest, tucking in, and then left foot up to the sky. You could roll your ankles in a circle, your feet in a circle as you do this, or whatever you feel like doing. Always listen to you. You're the boss. It's your body. You do what you want. Okay, and then bring that down. Release your hands and release the shoulders, how they're scrunched up together, but your butt is still in the air. Squeeze your abs super tight as if someone's gonna punch you in the stomach, right? And then lower down one vertebrae at a time. Keep breathing as you keep the abs tight and you're lowering down. Squeeze every last drop out of this very slow descent as your back and lower back touches down. Great. That was awesome. All right, now let's cross our feet in the air. Grab opposite ankles. Yeah, let's say ankles or shins, and just roll on our backs. Just to massage our backs a little bit. Keep your chin tucked so you don't hit the back of your head or neck. Try to control it. Nice controlled swing. Maybe even putting your feet over. Okay, now change the cross of your feet. So you do it and do this rocking motion again, but with the different cross. So the other leg over the other, the weird way. The way you're not used to. From here, let's transition straight into boat pose. Boat pose on our butt. Back straight. Okay, now from here, let's bring the feet down. And we're gonna change it up. We're gonna just stand and go into a straddle. So, feet together. Actually, we're gonna do goddess pose. So, in goddess pose, the feet are turned out as much as possible. Okay? And then as you sit down until your hips go somewhere around where your knees are or lower. Find what depth is right for you. And when you do it, when you're down there, raise your right heel up in the air only. Breathing. And then bring it down. Switch. Bring the left heel up in the air. Bring it down. See if you could go deeper down into your goddess pose, into that deep squat. And then raise both heels off. As you try to keep your chest up, breathing, shaking maybe, and set it down. Stand slowly. Feel the burn. I feel the burn. I don't know about you. From here, let's bring the toes forward so that they are parallel. So the feet are facing forward. Chest up. Raise your arms up. Maybe do a slight back bend. As you forward fold. Hips going backwards. As you bring your hands down. And reach your hands back behind you. Just let them rest on the mat. Put the hands, interlace the fingers and put the hands on the back of your head and allow the weight of your arms without pulling, just the weight of your arms to pull the crown of your head down toward the ground. Let that go. Reach with both arms to your left foot. And then crawl your hands in the center and reach both hands to your right foot. Or shin or whatever. Whatever you can muster. And then let's actually roll up one vertebrae at a time. So first, before you do that, just let your hands come into the center. Allow your hands to just drop back down. Head, shake your head no to let it go. Make sure your head is down and relaxed. Shoulders relaxed. And just curl up one vertebrae at a time. With the head being the last thing to come up. Nice. From here, right foot forward. And then back heel back. And bend the front knee. Warrior 2. Hands to the side. Chest to the side. But head, eyes looking over your right fingertips. Make sure your right knee is going to the right, not caving in. Check the location of your left arm. Is it too forward, too back? Try to find that center ground. Reverse warrior. Slide your back hand, your left hand down your arm, down your leg, sorry. And as you reach your right arm overhead. And to go deeper, you bend that front knee more. Bend that front knee more to sink the hips in. And then extended side angle pose. Bring your right hand down, onto the right hand down next to your foot. As you reach your left hand overhead. Alright, bring the left hand down as well. Step the foot back into plank. Center your hands. You're in plank right now, getting situated. Bring your shoulders ahead of the wrists or ahead of the fingers. Lower down very slowly, slower than you're used to. As you exhale, inhale for a cobra or upward facing dog of your choice. Upward facing dog is such that only the tops of the feet are touching the mat and the hands as your elbows are straight. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Now we're going to get ready to hop forward. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward, and exhale, hop forward to the top of the mat. Stay down in your forward fold. And bring your right foot back into a lunge. And bring the back right heel down onto the mat. And let's go straight into Warrior 2. In Warrior 2, we want heel to arch alignment. So the front heel is in line with the back foot's, the arch of the back foot. Bend the front knee, looking over your left fingertips, chest to the side. Make sure your chest is to the side as you look over your left fingertips. Remember to breathe. Reverse warrior. Sliding the right hand down your leg as you reach your left arm overhead behind you. You can also do a different variation with your right hand where you just put it behind your back, coming around the left. Coming around the corner as you come. Drop that right shoulder. Good. Bend the front knee more. To go deeper, bend that left knee forward. And extended side angle pose. Left hand down onto the mat right next to your left foot. As you reach your right hand up. Just taking it all in. And let's bring the right hand down. Step the left foot back into a plank. Lean forward, forward, forward. Forward, forward, forward more with strong shoulders. And lower down very slowly, slowly, slowly. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Enjoy your downward dog here for a few breaths. Maybe do those shoulder rolls that we did earlier in downward facing dog. So try to make a big circle, shrugging your shoulders up to your ears, bringing them back together and down away from the ears. Just in a big circle with your elbows completely locked out. Try switching directions as well. Walk your hands to your feet. Stay in your forward fold. Half forward fold. Inhale as you slide your hands up your shins, up above your knees, and flatten your lower back halfway. Exhale, forward fold, back down. Let's do a nice little variation here where we're in our forward fold and we slide our hands underneath the feet. And from here you don't have to straighten the knees, you can if you want to, but this is both a wrist stretch and a hamstring stretch. It's up to you how you do it. You can bend one knee, straighten the other. Play with that if you like. You can also give your wrists a massage by pressing your toes down into your wrists. But just relax. It's also an option. Okay, release that bind. Keep everything down. Sigh if you want to. Cry if you want to. Let's roll up one vertebrae at a time again. Head completely down. Keep the head down as you roll up one vertebrae at a time. You don't have to count the vertebrae. I've gotten that question before. But if you want to, be my guest. Shoulders will eventually roll backwards as the head comes up. Make your palms face forward as you turn your thumbs out to the side. Keep your eyes closed. Just breathe, take it in. Take the world in. Ready to tackle anything all the time. Open to all opportunities that are coming to you. Aware of opportunities that are there for you. Send any message you want and you will get it. You will get the answer. You have to be clear about what it is you're asking for. You have to know what you want and don't want, but more so what it is you want. How else will you get what you want if you don't know what it is you want? Sweep the arms up to the sky, looking up at your hands, maybe a slight back bend, and then exhale, hands to the heart. I'm going to conclude the session here. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed it. Thank you.